Hi, I'm Jonas. This is Sublime Media, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this guy's videos. Yeah, another clickbait video of sorts. This is 5 GRAIL records that I have found, and before I file them, I want to show you guys what I got. So I'm doing 5, not as a recent Vinyl Finds ordinary recent Vinyl Finds video, just because I want to take a little bit more time with each and every record. Now, a GRAIL record to me, I mean, clickbait, sure. A GRAIL record to me is a record I've been looking for a long time. It's somewhat hard to get, and if you get it, it's often quite expensive. So that's how I bundle these together, picking 5. But at the end of the day, like it's just cool to show some collectible records and talk about music, you know. So that's why we're here. Yeah, please subscribe, give the thumbs up, and comment. I mean, comment if you have these records, if you know about the music. This is the perfect way to keep the video going after it's done. I mean, we can still discuss the music down in the comments. So do me that favor and let's keep it going. So yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions afterwards, also write it in the comments. And yeah, let's get into it. The order that I'm showing these in are actually just like in... I picked the medium price on Discog from cheapest to the most expensive, just to do any order at all of sorts, you know. So that's how I choose to show them. Anyway, this record is a long time want. I've had the reissue for many years, and the first time I heard it, I fell in love with it right away. I have a soft spot for these sort of psychedelic or progressive pop records. So yeah, without further ado, this is Wind Morning, 1972 on the CBS label. This is a German first press from the German band Wind. A short-lived band. They only had made 2 records, and to be honest, the first one is the better record. But what I want to say is that it's almost like 2 different bands, 2 different records. Very dissimilar. It's like night and day. The first one is heavy kraut. This is more like almost baroque pop in a way, or prog pop, with great vocals and very airy sort of fantasy like songs and stories. It's amazing, and I love the cover artwork on this one also. It's just so simple, but yeah, iconic in its own little way. I don't know if you know about this. Write in the comments if you know. Yeah, I was super happy to find this. I actually got it from my good friend in Germany, Torsten, that has his store in Berlin called Holy Shit Records. Great store, check it out. Yeah, a long time want lister. The first one I'm still looking for. I have a reissue of that. If you have an original press and you want to get rid of it, PM me and we'll sort something out, because I need the first as an original press also. Wind Morning 1972. Great one, check it out. Okay, so next one we're moving to the US, and quite the nice story of how I got this, so I'm gonna start with that maybe. But we are talking about 1968. This is Tangerine Sue. Also a long time want lister for me. I've seen it. It's been too expensive for me. It's just like it hasn't been the right time, and this is a classic psychedelic record. So yeah, finally got it on the popular mainstream label, a label that is quite cool to collect actually. Yeah, I think part of the Boss Town sound also. But anyway, how I got this is I live in a small town in southwest of Sweden, where there's no sort of record store. My small shop is maybe the only store that there is here, and has been for decades. So, but I have a buddy of mine. She has a small boutique and sells like trinkets and antiques and stuff like that. And she called me up because a lady came in with a crate of records. She was wondering if there was anything valuable. So she flipped through them, and you know, it's the old, same old things like the Grease soundtrack and stuff like that. But in the middle of all this was there. So how the hell did a US first press of Tangerine Sue end up at this lady's, you know, house and collection? So I said that there's no value in the other records, but this is valuable, and I showed her Discogs. We came up with a price because I needed it, and everyone was happy. So that's how I acquired this. Awesome to get it locally, just insane. It's not in the best condition, not at all. This is like there's some scuffs but it plays through without skips and anything like that. So I'll keep this for now. I know that I will upgrade this in the future. And what I really like with this music is that even if it's a psychedelic record, it's garagey. They went into the studio and they just banged this out in 13 hours, I read. And it has this sort of punky attitude, very snotty, you know, youthful. I love that with this record. It stands out of the other psychedelic iconic records from the same time period, 1968, in my opinion. Maybe that's why it's so popular nowadays to actually find and collect. Okay, the next one, and this is, I mean, strap yourself, this is going to be a hell of a ride. And I can't understand why it's taken me so long to get this record, because it's one of my favorite records from Scandinavia, like maybe top 20 on top 20 list. It just, I've never seen it out in the wild, and all the time that I saw it in auctions and stuff like that, I was always outbid. So finally got a great copy for an amazing price. Everything just like when the stars aligned and so forth. And I'm talking about the iconic Tremor Claus record from 1978. Private pressed from Karma Music, his own label. So Tremor Claus is called Klaus Carpenter. He was born in Aarhus, Denmark, 1945. And I think that in early age he started to play with a lot of the who's who in Denmark. He learned the guitar, the cello, and playing bass. A multi-instrumentalist. I think he moved to Christiania in Copenhagen. And in 1976 he started his own studio and record label. Mainly releasing his own material, but it got attention from a lot of rockers and punks, so he started to produce and release that also. So I think that he is one of those iconic artists from Denmark, from the hippie sort of culture. An iconic artist that still is out there playing music. Yeah, amazing. I don't know how many was pressed. It would be cool to know. If you know, write in the comments. So yeah, I love the artwork. Tremor Claus, self-titled. Inside of a gatefold is almost even cooler. Look at that, so hippie. And yeah, this draws, I mean, it definitely draws inspiration from the old guard, you know, Hendrix, Scream, those type of popular blues rockers from back in the day. But 1978, I mean, he also had a huge leg in that time period, and also maybe a little bit forward, because it's definitely before its time. It's experimental in a way that is almost krautrocky. It's hard to describe. If I can recommend one track to check out, and these are on YouTube, so you can just like type this in YouTube and listen to it. It's the second track on the first side, called När spindelväven blomstrar, When the Cobwebs Bloom. It starts out really drony, sets the tone straight away, and then in the middle of it, the female vocals comes in, and just it's so haunting. It's almost like a horror movie soundtrack of sorts. Very, very good, just mind-blowingly. And it's only 4 minutes, and it just builds and builds. Fantastic. Check it out. Tremor Claus, so happy to have this in my collection now. Okay, 2 more to go. This is also a big label release, but again, one that I've had this on my want list as long as I can remember. It's been high up on my want list. I think that I have a list of my maybe top 50 biggest wants on like a list on Discogs. This was there before I got it now. Yeah, I don't know what to say. let's just show it. So this is T2. It'll all work out in Boomland 1970. So T2 is a English group. They formed in London in 1970, so the same year that they released this record. T2 was like a bunch of teenagers, no, not really, but young musicians. And Keith Cross, the guitarist here, guitar prodigy, he was only 15-16 years old when they recorded this record, or the material for this record. Insane. It's on the Decca label. I'll show you the label soon. But they were not lazy, let's just say that. They was formed in 1970 and they disbanded in 1972, so only 2 years. The only record that they released was this one during that time period, but they recorded a bunch of material. So Gershon has actually released 2 records, one with demos and outtakes, which is fantastic, and also the lost record, the one that the follow-up, the shelved record. And that record is almost as good as the first one. Just insane. Like, the quality of that shelved record, it's amazing. It's heavy blues, heavy prog. Let's say that. Heavy prog at its finest. Not many songs. They are long. Just like we like it with prog. And musicianship, vocals, songs, everything is just like 10 out of 10. This is a masterpiece from start to finish. T2, iconic record, and finally in my collection. Oh yeah, and before I forget, like, how do you see that this is a second press, because this is not a first press? Well, T2 on the label. If the band name is on the label, it's a second press or later. The first press didn't have T2 on the label. Okay, so last but definitely not least, and finally in the collection. Shit, I get goosebumps just watching this. Look at that. So this is Wizards from Kansas, a US group from Kansas. This was recorded in San Francisco, I think, in 1970, and on Mercury Records, which is a major label release. So it's strange that it didn't sell more copies back in the day, I guess. But this was recorded, and 1 week before the record was released, they disbanded. So the group was no more. Mercury didn't do any promotion for this at all. They didn't have a band to send out and play, you know, and promote it. So in 1970, I guess that Mercury had a lot of bands to promote, a lot of big names, and they just like, to hell with the Wizards from Kansas, I guess. So they didn't sell many copies, which is a shame, because it feels like a record that more should know about. This is psychedelic country, if I have to label it. It's definitely a record in its own sort of genre. Amazing stuff. Not a single bad song, in my opinion, throughout the entire record. It's a 10 out of 10 from start to finish. And I actually got this on an auction for half of the medium price, almost. So it was a sort of an online find, really. Yeah, in great condition. Super happy to have this now in the collection. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. That's it. If you have anything to say about the music, put that down in the comments, and let's keep the video alive. Let's keep the discussion going. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.